All right, PUA. This is the big Saturday update, as I've represented to you, would be called PUA 2.0. On Friday, we did PUA 1.0, which basically took you through how to apply for PUA, the initial series of questions, how you're supposed to answer them as an independent self-employed individual. Today with PUA 2.0, I'm going to take you to the next step, which basically is to provide you guidance as to how to request for benefits. A lot of you think you're done with the application, haven't received any payments, don't see the claim being processed, and don't understand what's going on. The reason why is there's another step, and that step we're going to go over right now. All right, PUA 2.0. So you've gone through the application form of PUA. You've applied and you were told something at the very end that, hey, you're going to receive something in the mail 4 to 5 weeks. Ignore that notice, because if you signed up during the PUA application process and click something for alerts electronically, which I hope you did, then you're going to start seeing things electronically. But the bigger issue is that everything is basically processed within the website. Now, where do you go and how do you know you need to do something else? So I'm first going to do California, EDD, and then I'll do other states for you right after that. California. So go to EDD, you sign into the website, you enter your username, and then you're in. And you see two items. File claim is on the left, right side is manage claim or existing claim. You're going to click the right button. Okay, then you come in and you have about 5 tabs at the top. First one is something along the lines of certify for benefits. The second tab is something like manage payments. Third one is something about updates about claim, or the word claim is in there. Just click those 3 buttons quickly when you go in there. If you see stuff, hey, you've done it right. Or you've watched this video and now you got to process. If you click those 3 buttons and you see nothing, it means you got work to do. Let me explain how California EDD is doing this. And this is as of today, Saturday, May 2nd. It was a little bit different initially the day it went live on April 28th. As of today, and this is a big update, and I alluded to it yesterday. As of today, California is making it easy for you. So for PUA, they are going to only require you to certify for benefits one time to cover the entire period of March, I think it's March 14th to May 5th or something like that. Most states, when you do unemployment, require you to go in and certify for benefits every week. California's EDD actually says on the website, it's too much of a log on their servers and their computers. They don't want people coming in and certifying for benefits every week. The only exception is if you go back to employment as an independent contractor, then you need to notify them. But if your status is as impacted by COVID-19 is unchanged, then they're only going to require you to certify one time. What does that mean? That means all your payments are when you follow this video, all your payments are taken care of from March 14th approximately to early May. Here's another thing that's great about that for purposes of California again. The way the CARES Act was passed, it said that these benefits are to be retroactive back to a date in February or March. Some states aren't doing that. Some states are saying we will only pay benefits starting when you start to claim benefits, which isn't fair. I mean, if PUA goes live on April 28th, but you've been impacted since March, why are you only paid since April 28th? In some states, that's going on. California, they're not doing that. California, they're doing it correctly. They're paying you benefits back to March. Okay, so you go in, you click those 3 tabs, certify for benefits, payments, claim, you see nothing. That means you have another step to do. First of all, I want you to check on notifications. There is a button in there somewhere that talks about messages. And if you click that button for messages, it will say something potentially like you filed a claim on this date and or a message back that says your claim has been approved. If it does that, great. If it doesn't, just follow with me on the next step. So, certify for benefits. You need to go up to the certify for benefits tab, the first one on the upper left. Click that tab. And at that point, it should ask you, and they're changing this website every day. So I'm sorry if it's a little bit different since recording this video. But click that button. It should ask you to certify your benefits for the period of March 14th to mid-May. And it should ask you a series of questions. Remember, California's only asking you to do this once. Go through there and answer those questions. Remember, if you watch PUA's 1.0 video yesterday, our video about PUA on Friday, we told you that 3 things you really need to remember when answering these questions. 1, at this point, you're already in the PUA system, so we're not focusing on employment W-2 people anymore. We're focusing on PUA. When answering questions, you do not have an employer. That's the first thing you need to remember. You do not have an employer. Employer is a term used by these websites to suggest a W-2 situation, like you work for Home Depot, you work for Macy's. You are not an employer. You do not have an employer, and you are not an employee. I don't care if your business is John's Roofing LLC and you're John and your LLC employs you. They don't want to hear that. That's not the way they view the word employer to mean. They mean employers in a W-2 situation. So as a self-employed independent contractor who operates either through a LLC or a corporation or a DBA, you are self-employed. So the first thing to remember is when answering questions and they're asking about self-employment, you are self-employed. If they're asking questions about employer, you are self-employed. So here's an example of a question. I'm not saying this is the question that as asked, but here's how you would answer. Did you go back to your employer during this week? No, you don't have an employer. You're self-employed. That's a simple way to deal with it. All right, 2 other questions you need to remember in your mind. Physicality and mental state. The physicality is, would you, they may ask a question about, would you have been able to work? And they may also ask a question, would you have been willing to work? Basically, these questions will be phrased somewhere along the lines of the following. But for COVID-19 or the natural disaster or something like that, would you have been able to work? The answer is yes. Answer it yes. Yes, because you are physically able to work. That able is asking, are you physically able to work? The next question they ask is, but for COVID-19, the natural disaster, would you have been willing to work? Answer it yes. Again, it's a question of mental state, willing to work. You have to answer those questions yes. If you answer them no, it's a reject. All right, so when you go into that first tab in the upper left on EDD for California for certifying benefits, click through there and certify your benefits. Current version of the website is you do it once. When you're done, guess what? Start clicking those other 3 tabs again. Click the certify for benefits tab, click the payments tab, and click the claim tab. If you did it right, you should suddenly see stuff everywhere. You should suddenly see, oh, you processed a claim for 4 weeks. Yeah, you did. Because what happened is, or however many weeks it is, you have processed a claim for payments from March 14th to middle May. You then click the payments tab. It'll then show payment. It'll show 6 payments. Basically, I think it's like 6 or 4 payments. It'll show all those weeks of payments that you have now requested from the month of middle March to middle May. By doing what I just told you to do, you have triggered the system to issue you those payments. And then if you go back to click for certified benefits, if you've done the correct thing and you're all queued up, it should say you have nothing else to certify at this time. What happened? This is what's happening. So basically, under the PUA EDD California website, once your claim is approved for PUA benefits, and sometimes you don't know that you're approved yet. Once you're approved, you then have to go into certifying for benefits one time. But by certifying for benefits for that one time, because it's such a long window of March to May, it's several weeks, it's going to then go bang, 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 bang. It's going to process a claim for payments for every single week in the claim window. So suddenly you show all these claims appearing. Then you'll see in the payment window all these weeks of payments generated. And then when you go back to certify for benefits, say, no, you have nothing else to certify at this time because we're not into May. We're only, well, it's middle May. We're only in the first week of May. There you go. Doesn't tell you to do that. How are you supposed to know it? Just very not clear. Now, if you do what I tell you to do, if you go to certify for benefits, you click the tab and it doesn't allow you to certify for benefits, then that means that they haven't gotten to your claim. I don't know what the processing time is. I know the people that file for PUA on early April 28th were that had previously applied for unemployment and were rejected because they're self-employed individuals got approval for PUA right away on the 28th. I know that. If you had never done anything with this EDD website before April 28th in any capacity, I don't know what the time frame is. What I'd like you to do is drop in the comments below if you know you've been approved for PUA, if you and what day you applied for in California, and then tell me what happens as a result of this. It's good to know processing times, whether it's EIDL or PUA or any of these type of mechanisms we've been talking about today and this last week. This is only the first week of this YouTube channel. Can you imagine? It helps everyone know in these comments processing times, when you applied, when you got your results, so other people know what's going on. All right, let me turn to other states, and I appreciate those of you who are not in California who had to wade through all that about California. All right, in other states, it's a little bit different. Why is it different? And you probably already know based on what I just said. In some states, you have to certify for benefits every single week. So what I'm going to tell you this is the following, and it's a little screwy, but the first time you certify for benefits in your state, you need to go into your website. Your claim has all been approved for PUA. You go up to certify for benefits for that respective week. It's something along the lines of weekly benefits or weekly claim, that type of language. There's going to be a tab. You click that tab, and it's going to say this, it's going to have a date, like 3/15-3, it's going to have a date there. You then start to get a series of questions. Now, what I'm going to say right here is that if the questions, and I'm only saying this for people in the other states because I know in California it ain't going to work because no one answers the phone. But in other states, your unemployment offices are better. They do answer the phone. I gotta admit, some of them that were good on the 28th are not good now. But some of them do answer the phone. If you're going through those questions and you don't know how to answer them, and you are concerned that if you answer it the wrong way, you're going to get rejected, if you think you can get them on the phone in your SBA department, in your unemployment department, get them on the phone and have them guide you and walk you through those questions. Why? Because when you do that, if you pull out a piece of paper and pen and write down yes 1, no 2, yes 3, write that down, it's so much easier because next week you're going to have to do it again. And next week you already know the answers because you did it the week before. You only have to get it right once. And if you save your right way of doing it, then you repeat it each week, provided there's no change to your life, which is wonderful. But if you mess it up the first week, awful. So that is what's beneficial here. Now, if your state does not answer the phone and you're out of California and they still don't answer the phone and you're not sure how to answer the questions, go a little bit slower and look through them. If you're still unsure, drop a comment below and we'll try to see if we can help you. But you need to, in those states, go through and certify for your benefits each week. What will happen is the following. This is very, very sort of different. It's gonna say a date, 3 something dash 3 something, somewhere in the month of March, and ask you the questions, bang, 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 bang. Press enter. Then it's gonna say week of 318 dash dash dash. It's going to take you through each week. It knows that you are a new approved PUA person, that your claim dates back to something in March, and has all these dates to get up to date for with you. So when it's going through that, it's certifying multiple weeks of benefits in one step with one sitting of you in front of the computer. And by the time you're done, same thing as with California people, you're going to sort of go back in the window and you're going to see, oh, I certified for benefits for all these weeks. I have nothing else to certify for. And you're going to go to the payment tab and it's going to have all these payments generated. And then you're going to go to the claim tab and it's going to say you filed a claim for this week, you filed a claim for that week, they're all going to be processed in there. And you're going to see everything ready to go. It's great, isn't it? When it's processed, you see everything there. So where does your money go and how does it get there and what happens next? So what some states are doing is, if you certify for benefits for, let's say, 6 weeks, and it's 6 amounts, they sometimes are just sending one big direct deposit to you, so they're not sending 6 different transactions. In California, what they're doing, they don't have direct deposit. So this is back to you, California people. There is, as far as I understand, there's no direct deposit for PUA. What they do is they issue you a debit card, 4-week backlog. You get the debit card, then that debit card has more funds added to it over time. 2 things to add to this, and this is what's a little strange. In California, as I told you, what are the benefits? I've been telling you, God, we've been doing these PUA videos for 7 days now on this new YouTube channel. This is our first week. But what we told you at the very, very, very beginning is how much is PUA benefits. So PUA benefits is the base level of your state for unemployment, which is anywhere from $139 to about $189 per week. And then the federal government of the CARES Act throws $600 on top of that from a period from March till about July approximately. I will say to you, some states are listing that date as a different date in March, depending on which state it is. I don't know why. But during that prescribed period, so basically your benefits will be about $700 plus per week. Now, you can, and in California, what they're going to do is they're going to actually have a transactional amount of $700 something initially for you. In other states, and I don't know the answer yet, when I do, maybe I will hopefully give you that video at that point. In some states, they still have people on the base number without the $600, even though it says it on the front of the website, you're also going to get $600. I don't know where their $600 is coming from. I don't know if they're sending them in 2 transactions or what's going on. I know in California, they're sending them in 1 transaction of $700 something, not $600 plus $300. So I don't know what's going on with that. Lastly, and I'll touch back on this because I know a lot of you are asking these questions, not yesterday or Thursday, but it was more like Wednesday and Tuesday. It was my comment to you to escalate PUA benefits, and some of you sort of got ahead of yourself. My comment to you was, 1, after you're certified for PUA benefit, your claim for PUA has been approved, which is PUA 1.0. 2, after you've already been approved for base level benefits and you've requested payment and you're already getting your $700 something per week. After that, then you could potentially make a claim to increase your benefits. A lot of you were like saying, you wanted to do it at the very beginning. No. It's not at the beginning. You have to go through all this. You have to be in the system to already begin your payments at a certain amount. If you made a certain amount of money last year in your 2019 return, and have that 2019 return and can upload it to your unemployment department in a PDF format in the messaging center, then they could qualify, and you could potentially increase your benefits. There's been a lot of comments about that, and I'm going to back it up now a little bit. Some of you, first of all, said you don't have your 2019 tax return available. You haven't done the tax return. You haven't filed the tax return. Well, if you have payment stubs or something that you don't have payment stubs, but if you have receipts or some type of financial documents that verifies what was going on in 2019, perhaps they will pay based upon that. I know in some states they're actually asking for 2019 return. So if you can get that 19 return filed, like now, because you do think you qualify, and qualifying for more benefits is generally about $30,000 or more, then get that 19 return filed. Because what can happen here is the following. Well, I'll tell you in a second how much it will be, but if you can get that 19 document file, then get it 19 file document file. If you absolutely cannot, because whatever reason your account is not available, whatever it is, then try your best with whatever financial documents you have. You're gonna have to write a letter, convert it to PDF format, attach the document, your financial document, go to the messaging center of your state's website. And this again is after you have your PUA benefits being paid to you, not earlier. You're not in the system yet. And say, hey, hi, thank you for my benefits. Be very polite and say, hey, do I qualify for more benefits based upon my 2019 earnings, my 2019 numbers? And make the request and see what happens. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not representing what they're going to do, but I can tell you what the benefit numbers are. So in every state, you can Google your benefits. You can go. There are a lot of tools on the internet where you can type in your earnings, your numbers for 19, and it'll shoot back what benefits you qualify for. But generally, it's about 30,000, and maximum benefits in most states is about $300 to $400 per week. So $300 to $400 per week plus the $600 add-on from the federal government. That's about $900 to $1,000 per week. So it is, it's a big difference. It's a big difference when we're talking that many weeks. So a lot of information here. I know PUA is complicated. A lot of you have never been in the system before. You've worked your entire life. You are strong businessmen and businesswomen. You've never had to do anything like this. This is a system you have never been involved with. It is a new system, and that's why there's so few videos and so few people talking about this. Please like this video. Please like the video. Please subscribe. Of our videos, the PUA videos have more comments than any of them, but have the least number of shares or likes or we are here to help you, but press that like button. Come on, press that like button and subscribe because there's going to be updates of anything, EIDL checks where that story is about to run. I mean, we know the path for the EIDL grant. That story is almost about done in a few days. The second stimulus check, I don't know what's going to happen with that. But PUA is, I could see this story running all the way into middle May because there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen with this. So subscribe because we are doing these updates every day. As I said to you on Friday, it's a big weekend for PUA. Yesterday, today, and then tomorrow, PUA Sunday, we're going to do a video called PUA Q&A. So drop your comments, and we're going to respond to your comments on a Sunday video of PUA, just about your questions and our answers. Hopefully we know what the answers are, but and we'll pull some of your best questions that we've seen over the last few days. So a lot of stuff today, 4 videos: EIDL grant, PUA, second stimulus check, and a surprise video. Subscribe, comment. We respond in about 4 hours, and stay with LALATE for more.